back to the channel. I am out here at Cass Benton Disc Golf Course. It is located in Northville, Michigan. It's an old course. It was actually used for a Worlds event, I believe, back in the early 90s. Could have been maybe early 2000s. I've never really dug into the history of it than to actually see which one it is. But it was at one point a PDGA Worlds course, which is pretty cool. It's known for pretty wooded stuff. It has its open shots, and wind comes into play on a good majority of that kind of stuff. It is a little breezy today, so we'll see how that goes. Mostly it's hit the lines, got to make your putts. None of the holes are all that difficult to scramble with necessarily, but you can catch bogeys pretty easily if you're just a little bit off target and not finishing out the holes. Doing something different this time, decided to go with some earbuds and to see if now you can follow me along instead of doing a commentary at the end of things. You're going to hear kind of thoughts in real time and how I feel about shots and what my lies are like, and hopefully I don't drop too many cuss words. That'll keep me in check for the most part. So yeah, here we go, and we'll get going on hole one here. Okay, hole one is a 312 foot. It is not a par 4. It's par 3. I mean, it plays as such just because it is such a tight line. So the plan is to get yourself something pretty straight, so table. Gap. Basket. Feels like I got a little bit of caution right to left. So how close. So unfortunately, the earbuds did not work the way I thought they would. So we're gonna have to go with commentary still for the time being. So throwing my opto core here, trying to get it on a little bit of ante to push and then slowly flatten out down the fairway. A little low. It was a little wide left. So caught a tree about middle of the fairway, and I'm looking at now just a straight tunnel shot, basically right to the basket. Nothing major, just a little mercy upshot. Came out a little low. I'm left here with probably about a 27 foot putt. Sealed the par, which is good. This hole could start off your round pretty rough if you start getting some bad kicks left and right. So totally happy with the par. Hole 2, it's 350 feet, it's par 3. I'm not sure if the left basket, what I'm telling you right now, there's actually 2 baskets. There is one straight past the trash can that you see right there that's down the hill, and then the one that I am going towards is to the left, that's by that tree that's over my left shoulder. I'm not sure if the distance remains the same. I believe that the left one is probably only about, I don't know, maybe 330 or so. A little bit of right to left tailwind, so we'll go with our flip up musket and see if we can't. Going with an opto musket. It's my seasoned one because of that tailwind I was talking about. And that came out super high, little nose up, faded off pretty far left, and I'm down this slope where you see the grass end there to the dirt is probably about circle's edge. Then the basket is actually towards the bottom right hand corner of the screen. So I'm just looking to execute a simple speed control upshot. Kind of gave it a
more of a bid than what I really wanted to. It was kind of just like a floaty step putt is what I was looking to do. Um, Seeing it now that I'm a little bit further away than what I would have liked. It is a very fast green, as you're going to see as we turn the camera here. It's a very fast green, big time slope, and it definitely pulled me down in a way. Oops. Still using the phone mount on the cart here, so it's a little bit of a struggle to try to get things into position. So this is probably about an 18-footer or so uphill into a headwind, and not even able to take my normal stance. Just caught it on that right-hand side, so I'll take that par for sure, because I almost royally messed that one up. Hole 3, 739, big time downhill shot, par 4. I'm going to utilize that tailwind that's coming off the right-hand side to throw a forehand. And I never really got, like, the float that I thought I was going to get. It wasn't a bad shot, but I'm probably about 40, 50 feet short of where I would like to be. That tree that you see on the left-hand side is ideal. Being closer to that tree, it gives you more of a straight shot. You can actually play the hyzer into this green. So I had to go with a little baby flex, and unfortunately my Mercy did not actually flex out. It just kind of held that shot in shape. As you can see here, you don't want to push the basket too much. There is water right behind it. It's very easy to get the little scuttle down the dirt. So we're talking about a 45-footer or so here downhill. I really like the angle. I just didn't get it down. Thankfully, it curled up before it got close to the water. So not that far away. But not a very good run. I tried to save that birdie from being a little out of position. I'll take the par. It's not the worst thing in the world. Hole 4, it's 219 feet, par 3. This is a blind shot. The goal is to kind of throw it up to that cloud. You don't really want to go hyzer angle. You want to kind of go like a flat stall. I'm throwing my Justice here, and unfortunately I did actually not get it on the stall. I got it on spike hyzer angle. And kind of pulled myself back into the bushes. Ideally, that little bunker that you see on the left-hand side of the screen, that's kind of what you want to push into that to kind of give yourself a little bit better look. But I do have a window, just got to take a knee. I'm probably about 45, 50 feet away. Gave it a valiant effort, just didn't push it quite wide enough, or at least I could have gone a little flatter and would have had a better run at that. Kind of crept into the bushes on the back side of the basket. Nothing too troubling. Clean up another par. It's a slow start to this course. Hole 5, it's 473 feet, it's par 4. If you can see that tree there on the middle right-hand side, that is the ideal landing area. If you can push past that, that's even better. It's tough to do. You can't really go wide. And if you kind of go a little inside with something turning like you're supposed to have, you kind of get caught up on the right side bushes. I went with my Bolt. I got a good flight out of it, but I definitely needed it to be a little higher. A little bit higher would have been nice. Case in point. I did get past the tree though. The basket is just right in the middle of the screen. So overall, it's not the worst shot in the world, but I easily could have pushed another like 20, 25 feet forward. Little SP Cenis upshot. I actually left it a little short, and I got lucky to get a little curl roll around the trees by the basket. As you can see here, I take my stance right there at the base of the tree, but I'm only like 12 feet away. So I'll take that birdie after a slow start, missing out on hole 1, and hole 3, sitting at 1 under par. Hole 6, 263, par 3. The goal here is to do a little like hyzer flip pushing, and I launched that thing in the sky. I didn't hit anything though, and I thought I was actually pretty good. Turns out I am massively short. I'm definitely into circle 2 here, probably about halfway into circle 2, so sitting around that 50-foot mark. I'm open, so that's a good thing, but this is definitely not what I thought it would be. Just came up short. Can't really seem to get like the pop into my putter for my longer putts right now. We're just looking to clean up this little par, little tap in. It's another missed opportunity though, unfortunately. There's not many opportunities to really start like gaining flow on this course, and this is the section to do so. Hole 7 is just 182 feet, par 3. The basket is actually left center. Probably can't quite make it out. So the goal here is to just kind of do a soft little hyzer using my Cenis. I launched that one up into the air. I got lucky that I missed the guardian tree, and I actually kind of gave it a little bit of an ace run. Sat nice and close. Feeling a little bit of frustration with just a slow start that I got going on. We're trying to push. Hole 8, 600-foot par 4. You want to get out over that hill that you see in the middle of the screen. You got a ton of airspace to work. You can throw a roller, you can throw a forehand flip up, you can throw a big backhand and flex shot. The goal here was to try to get it up in the air and ride the wind in a turnover, and I just did not get it up in the air. I had a little bit of a headwind left to right, and without getting it high up, I left myself really, really short. So I'm sitting at probably about 350, 370 or so. Basket you can see right there in the middle of the screen. I'm going with my Opto Musket, looking to throw like a hyzer flip that kind of gets into a drift. Very technical shot. I am throwing it into a headwind as well. But I actually got the exact shot shape that I wanted. It's always a great feeling when you envision a shot in your head and it ends up happening exactly in real life. A little tap in for the birdie. So we're kind of on a good streak right now. Back-to-back birds. On to hole 9. 231 feet, par 3. It's a dead straight shot overall at worst. At best, you want a flat putter shot or a mid-range shot that kind of softly drifts to the right. I'm actually going with my slightly overstable Mercy here. The goal is to try to pull it to the right side of the fairway with a little like baby flex. And I did everything but. I swooped it. It came out a little soft hyzer. I got a bad kick off to the left. I am into the rough over here. I managed to throw like an actual like decent little forehand flex though to get me out of trouble. Put me in the circle. So I got to look at saving par. Probably about 25 feet away or so, 27 feet. And somehow still missed right with having two trees to the right hand side of me, and still somehow ended up missing to the right of the basket.
Dang it.
Caught a really bad like roll, like curl around, so now I'm sitting at about 15, 18 feet uphill through the trees. I got that one, but unfortunately took a really silly bogey on my part. Hole 10, 196 feet, par 3. The wind is starting to pick up at this part of the round, and it was really ripping through the trees. This has just got to be a flat shot as best you can. So I'm going with the bite to see if I can't ride the wind a little bit. Unfortunately, didn't really come out flat. I kind of came out on like a nose up hyzer, and the wind kind of helped push me down this hill. Um, I'm probably about 40 feet away, 45 feet away, and looking up this hill. It's not an easy putt at all. Um, Trying to give it a decent run though, because I need to bounce back from that bogey. And that was such a baby bid. It felt terrible. So of course, you know, you got to give player 2 a shot. And player 2 can't connect either, so player 3 took a shot at it, and player 3 is the worst of the bunch. So obviously that wasn't meant to be at all. But I was so disgusted with what I was attempting to do. Um, at least the second putt kind of felt okay, but none of those putts came out with the commitment that they should have had at all. So we're cleaning up a really bummer par on that hole. Hole 11, 169 feet. It's a little bit downhill. I'm trying to go with my Royal Scent Savior. The goal is to just kind of like pop it on a little hyzer. It'll sit up to flat with a soft fade. And I put way too much hyzer on it. I did miss the trees, but unfortunately, I'm going to find myself coming up short here, short right. I do have an open look, which is good. Probably about circle's edge or so. Trying to get back on the birdie train here. And missed that one right as well. The putter just wasn't feeling good on those putts that I should like very easily make that like 25 to 35 foot range. Just wasn't really getting, even that was kind of low and kind of bounced up into the basket. Just not feeling that click in the wrist or something. I wasn't really sure what was going on. Hole 12, 267 feet, par 3. There's a few different things you can do here. I like to go with like a flat forehand. So I'm throwing my Opto Trident, but you can go just about anything. You just kind of want to shift a little bit to the right off the initial like straight line. I unfortunately got it a little too flat. Probably kicked it up on Anheuser a little bit, and the wind pulled me into that left side. So there's a small creek that runs through this that you'll see I'll be jumping over here. Thankfully, I was not out of bounds. I was incredibly close to the creek, and I'm sitting at like 40 feet away. Got to take a straddle putt. Not feeling like this one's going to do anything great because my putt has not been solid from this range. And I actually did manage to send this one home. So I was super stoked with that. It was a very good putt. Solid feel. So I'll take the bird for sure because I did not throw a good drive. Hole 13, 273 feet, par 3. It is very, very, very straight. What I'm dealing with right now is a left to right wind. So I was trying to just get my Gold Line Mercy to just ride straight as much as I could. I actually got it a little bit too high up in the air, and it definitely rode the wind. So when I got down here to the basket, I realized I was nowhere near it. I actually had overshot the basket by probably about 35 feet or so. Could have been a valid ace run too. I'm not sure because the basket's blind. But that would have been kind of a nice ace. So I'm putting with my slammer here back up into this wind. And it just held on. Got the little bit of fade at the last second. So I snagged another birdie. So now we're back-to-back birds again. Hole 14, 333 feet, par 3. This is probably the hardest hole on the course. So you can see where I put the basket there. This hill, it doesn't really show it on camera, but this hill is up. It is completely blind. You're kind of just trusting the disc. So we're going with a Opto Gladiator here on an Anheuser shot that I'm hoping, as long as I hit the line, which I did, I'm just listening now to see if there's any tree hits. I didn't hear anything, which is good. So we're kind of seeing where we're at. Unfortunately, probably was a little too low, so I got caught up into the hill. The hole may only be 330 feet, but you probably need about 400 to maybe 410 to really climb this hill and get close to the basket. So we were trying to give it a little bit of run, and unfortunately I got the putter too flat and it kind of drifted off to the right a little bit. Thankfully, it stayed close. It didn't do anything crazy. It didn't roll away. It's like a 15 footer or so then to get the par. This is another one of those holes too that a lot can go wrong in a hurry. So I'm fine taking the 3. Just got to get out of here and get to the next one. Hole 15, 201 foot par 3. It's very, very downhill. You're kind of going back down the hill that you just climbed up. Basket's right there in the center of the screen. Trying to go with the Opto Mercy to see if I can't get it just to kind of fall out of the sky. And I did not get it down the hill. Definitely overshot the basket. It faded way off to the left. Probably in that 40-foot range again. So I'm not feeling great about this one because the way the round's gone, this 35 to 40-foot range has been weak sauce. But I've got an open look. It's a slightly elevated basket. I'm hoping to give it a good solid run here. And it was never even close. I never even got my hand up. From looking at it on camera now, it was basically directly into the cage the entire way. So bummed about that one, because that should be a standard, like, mark the 2 down as soon as you get on the tee pad. But we'll take the 3. Hole 16, 348 feet. It's a par 3. It is a big shot. You're going kind of back up this hill again. And at this point, too, with the way the wind was coming through, it was a headwind the whole way. So I was trying to actually throw a roller to climb up the hill, and I got it down, but I think I got it down a little too late, and it just kind of curled up into the hillside. So the approach to the basket here is blind unless you really get another 20, 30 feet up the hill. But there's your basket. We're just trying to basically aim at the tree and just not actually get close to it. I was happy with the way that felt. Even happier when I walked up here and saw just how close it was. So, stress-free 3. I'll take it. On to hole 17. I am a big fan of hole 17. Hole 17 is a tunnel shot if there was any. I've got some tailwind now, so I'm trying to go with my gold line fuse. And hopefully we can get that to pop up flat into this tunnel, which is about 80 feet off the tee pad, and then just ride it as straight as possible, which I did get that. It sat up, it started to kind of drift to the right, and unfortunately caught a tree that was about 90 feet shy of like a clear shot to the basket. It did bump me forward though, so that was good. It didn't bump me backwards or off to the side, but this is about a 45 footer or so down, slightly downhill, fast green. I just kind of tossed it up. Didn't actually think it was going to run the basket, but I mean, I'm not going to say no to a birdie. Hole 18, 604 foot, par 4. This one is a tough get, especially when you've got headwind coming at you the way I have right now. So it goes out and it's almost a full 90-degree turn at the edge of this right side tree line. I'm going roller. I'm hoping that I can get it to stand up into the headwind and actually have the wind help curl me around the corner. I really liked my angle. I felt really, really good about it. Then it was just a matter of seeing where it was. I actually almost caught OB. About 20 feet or so to the left of where I'm standing, which is to the left of this tree, is the parking lot. So I got lucky there. Tried to get my overstable grace to kind of flex through the wind, and that one just came out low. So I'm leaving myself with a very tricky approach shot. Toss the Cetus up there though. It's not the best effort because I kind of left myself a little short. But I mean, we're close enough. We're taking a par. Ooh, almost not, because that was a little high up into the basket. But I mean, it's not the best, not the worst finish.
Well, there you have it. That was Cass Benton. Sorry that the earbuds didn't work out. I have been looking into getting some microphones, and it looks like I'll probably end up doing that then. I'm doing the round recap here in the car because I was at like 10% on my battery. So overall, not unhappy about it. Made some pretty solid putts, missed some pretty straightforward putts, easy putts, stuff that I should make. But I mean, finished under par, and can't be mad about that. So thanks for watching, and as always, like and subscribe. Throw well. Take care of yourself.